I need a new bank for my business. I'm so frustrated with our bank. Which one should I go with? This question actually comes to me with more frequency than you would think if you're happy with your particular bank. I'm going to give you some answers, but the best thing I'm going to give you is a set of questions, a set of things to be on the lookout for when you evaluate banks. Because often what I see is somebody goes online and says, hey, what bank should I use? And they get lots of great suggestions. Well, that's super. Oh, I bank with them. I bank with them. There are lots of banks, right? But how do you know which one's right for your business? Consider the following. 1, does it integrate with your accounting records? Why would this possibly be a priority? Because A, I'm a CFO and I say things like that. Secondly, because you don't want your accounting department doing manual data entry. That is not the highest and best use of their brain power. And for whatever it is that you're paying them for, you should be paying it for the highest value services possible. And relegate the rest to technology. So why work with a bank at all that doesn't integrate with your accounting records? I'm talking either a download and then an upload, and no, not Excel, an upload that can integrate directly into your records without any massaging, without any editing first, or a direct connection between your bank and your accounting records, whether your records are locally installed or online. There are plenty of banks that do that, and of the banks that have that feature, only some of them charge for it. So maybe that's an issue for you, maybe it's not. Another thing to consider, does the bank have additional services that you might need, like positive pay? What's positive pay? We can go into that in a separate question. However, if you have physical checks, and it's possible, it's conceivable that other people can get to your checks without your knowledge. I know, you have it on lockdown and nobody knows where the key is. Sure, that's a good internal control. However, if you have a lot of paper checks that it's possible that somebody could get access to, and you'd rather be spending less time on compliance and more time on running your business, then make sure that you are, and make sure that you're hooked up to a positive pay program, especially if your business is a 7-figure business. I wouldn't do it without it. So consider that and consider the cost of that. And you can ask me if you want to know more about that, what that's all about. There are other things to consider, like customer service. The last thing you want is to know that you're going to have to be on the phone for a half hour every time you have a simple question, or their knowledge base really isn't clear. There are some banks with customer service that I would just say is legendary. Legendary. And you always get somebody, you always get a person, not a phone tree. You always get somebody who knows the answer, not someone who's reading it to you from a manual. In my opinion, time wasted on bad customer service calls is one of the worst wastes of time that exists, because time is our only permanently non-refundable asset, isn't it? Don't allow anyone to waste your time. So choose a bank that has excellent customer service, fast and knowledgeable. And of course you want to go for a bank that has the standard things that you need, but every bank is going to have the standard things that you need. Credit cards, multiple bank accounts, whatever. Also consider banks, really find out what the charges are. Some banks, if you put a stop payment on a check, they'll keep charging you for that every year on the anniversary date. What's up with that? Other banks charge, here's something to consider if you run your bank account very lean and could get into an overdraft situation. In the course of a day, and some banks do this differently than others, if the bank account dips below zero and then you put in a deposit to bring that up, some banks will charge you the NSF fees. Other banks will say, hey, you were positive by the end of the day, even net of those disbursements, no fees. If you run your bank account very lean, then definitely find out the answer to that. Online bill pay, there should be no charge for that. Make sure that if you pay a lot of bills, why write physical checks if you can issue them online? The bank can cut a physical check for you. Make sure there's not a fee for that. It's a huge time-saving measure. Increases the speed by which people get paid. It increases because it decreases the risk by which people get paid. And you can certainly set up your bank account so that only you have the ability to do the bill pay, even if other people have access to the bank account. You can set them up so that you do and they don't. And make sure along those lines that your bank has different user levels for your bank account, different levels of access that you can assign out to the users. Time to name names. I think my favorite bank of all time is First Citizens Bank. It's not available in all regions of the country, but if you're in a region served by First Citizens, look into it. If you want to meet somebody, let me know. I know some amazing people. They fit the bill for all of these products and services that I've been talking about. Also, I'm a fan of TD Bank. Not everybody is. We are. I can tell you two banks in general that I would avoid like the plague. That's Wells Fargo and Chase. Nasty fees, customer service that takes forever. And although Wells Fargo has a nice sophistication of products available, it's a very, very expensive bank and really iffy customer service. Half the time their hands are tied.